Hey guys, Kitch here with GP Knives. I'm here with Matt from Protech. We're at SHOT Show 2023. We're going to run through some of the stuff that they got coming out in 2023.
So what is it?
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to start by saying we're so happy with what we do. We love what we do, and really is thanks to the dealers like yourself, our customers, our suppliers. We love being here. SHOT Show is one of our favorite shows, and with that being said, let's get into our first quarter new products. So one of the products we used to make a few years ago was our PT model. It was a really great model that was highly desired. We couldn't make enough of them. And for a while, we just haven't seen them hit production. It was a smaller spring, smaller hardware, a long deep carry pocket clip. For this 2023 year, we've actually discontinued this model and we've upgraded it to what we now call the PT Plus. It's a slightly bigger size, and really for that reason, it's the bigger hardware, the bigger coil spring, the upgrade from 154 to now Magnacut, and then our favorite small deep carry pocket clip. So it fires a little bit harder, it fills the hand a little bit better. It's a nice compact size that you can still get a full-size grip on it. Go ahead and check it out for me.
I'm a big Strider fan anyway. I've had a couple of PTs.
Yep.
And whenever you guys brought out the original one, I was like, man, that's really nice. It feels a little small. This guy is like pretty much perfect. And
sure.
I love the short deep carry clip that you guys do. I carry a Malibu all the time.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. Thank you.
Like, I don't know. There's something about these ergonomics that Striders are pretty hard to get.
Sure.
So whenever you guys come out with one that's readily available, it's always going to be a hit.
In Protech fashion, we always go a little nuts with it too. We do have a custom version as well. This is a solid aluminum bronze version. We've milled little pockets on the inside. We have a Mike Erie hand-polished compound ground mirror blade. A little more weight to it, a little more bling on the blade. It's a 154 hand ground piece.
Yeah.
Pearl button as well.
I really like Mike's grinds too. So
He
it's
does a
nice to
phenomenal
kind of
job.
see that. And then once again, this is pretty light with those pockets ground out of it.
A lot of the blades we do are CNC ground. It's something we do in-house. Anything that you see is hand polished with a grind like that, it has to be done by hand. Mike Erie has been a friend of Dave since, honestly, before Protech. Dave used to sell his knives.
Really?
Now to have that partnership live on through the Protech name and have Mike grind for us, it really is an honor.
That's awesome.
Things do come full circle for us here.
For sure.
One of the other things we've brought this year for SHOT Show is our Rockeye again. It's not a new model for us, but it is one of our favorite Les George knives. This one has the updated texture, very similar to our SBR. It's a really nice, precise CNC milling, only on one side. Sharp enough to get a really good purchase on, but not so sharp that it's going to rip up your pockets.
Yeah, this another Protech that I carry all the time is an SBR.
Nice.
So
it's just a big brother to it.
I've been really wanting to pick one of these up.
Sure.
I love Les George's designs, and the texture is really awesome.
It's great, man. I really do love that type of the pattern where it's almost captured into the solid handle. You could take a microscope to that. All of our designs, our machining, our assembly, the sharpening, all of it. It's all done in Placentia, California.
Really?
It's so cool to see the entire range of the production, to go from the super sharp milling all the way to when we send it out for anodizing and then bring it back to the assembly. It's such a wicked texture.
Yeah, that's awesome texture. It's almost like a file, but smooth.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Super grippy, but not gonna eat at your pocket, which is great because my pockets are always just destroyed.
One of the models that we brought back, announced last year in Magnacut, now in higher production this year, is our Magnacut Mordax flipper.
Yeah.
If you like the Malibu, which you guys are already pretty familiar with, I know you carry one.
Yep.
The Mordax is a little bit bigger, the same stock thickness, but a thicker tip at the very end of it. The extra finger troll to get a better purchase. So if you just want a little bit of a beefier knife, a little more ergonomics, fills up the pocket a little bit more, but a duty knife, it's going to be the Mordax. It's one of our favorites. It's a Ferrum Forge collaboration.
Yeah, this is an awesome design. Whenever you guys were making these, they weren't originally production, right?
They weren't. It was a collaboration in conjunction with another one of our dealers.
Yeah.
We've now upgraded to Magnacut and made it available to everyone.
I always tried to pick one of those up. I always missed the drops, but I'm a big fan of like front finger choils.
Sure.
And this had it, and it was a button lock flipper, which at the time was super rare.
Exactly.
And I mean, I love this knife. I'm not gonna lie.
And those extra finger tools that you see on the Mordax, that you see on the PT, you give up a little bit of blade, but you just get so much more ergonomic.
It's always worth it for me.
Exactly. And so we'll make a version of both. We'll make knives that don't have a finger tool and you max out the blade, like our Rockeye.
Yep.
Or if you just want to have as much room to grab onto as possible, to kind of choke up on the knife, get into some detailed work. That's why we would make a knife with a finger choil as well.
It's an awesome little dichotomy to have from something like this Rockeye where you have a nice finger guard for poking stuff, or something like that for nice fine detail cutting. It's great.
Kind of going with the button lock flippers, our Malibu, I think it's not new to anyone. But this one here is our Wharncliffe, now in Magnacut as well.
That's awesome, too.
Our primary steel is still probably going to be 20 CV on these, but we do like to mix up our steels now and then. This is a very cool version, Wharncliffe, Magnacut, and that awesome blue texture as well. That silky Malibu action, I know you, you know that quite well.
I've got a green one, and the GPKNIVES exclusive acid wash.
Very cool.
And man, it didn't take any time to break in. There's like no button lock stick or anything, and it's one of my favorite knives. And then the texturing on these guys is great. Man, it is, I don't know, this is like one of the best knives ever.
We appreciate it.
I try not to gush too much about it, but like the Malibu's awesome.
Well, if we're gonna make you gush, let's make it out of custom.
Yeah.
So these are the custom Malibus we have now. It's the fluted blue titanium 6AL 4V titanium, a Mike Erie hand polished blade, a pearl button on it, polished hardware. This is a very cool one as well. If you wanted to escalate the product we have in the aluminum version and upgrade it in pretty much every single way, the upgraded blade that's been ground by hand, and then the titanium frames that we're known for with our precise machining, that's what you have there.
Really nice stuff, man. I really love the milled handles.
It is really cool. We're a very small shop. We have under 30 employees. Everything we do is in Placentia. Like we said, the designing, the machining, and all of it. It's really cool to have the high production knives that we know are attainable by everyone, everyone gets to carry, and then really have some fun at the end of the day and make some crazy projects like that.
I think that's an awesome way to do it. It's a really cool philosophy to have.
Sure.
Like, you can have the philosophy of like, I have a knife that is easily obtainable, kind of, sort of.
Sure.
And then you have something that's completely awesome and custom and a little bit harder to get, but still the same quality.
Sure. I always joke around about it a little bit, but I do truly mean it. At Protech, we really can't sit still. We should have a lot more patience than we do, but we don't, and we want to work with everyone. These projects are a perfect example of that. If we want to work with every single person, it's hard for us to say no, and so we'll make these wild projects, and we're glad that everyone likes to enjoy them as well. Another one is our example of aluminum bronze. So a very superior bronze alloy that we've been working with. This is our Godson. So a bronze handle with a single inlay. The inlay is from fat carbon. They call it dark matter gold. It's actually bronze infused into the black carbon fiber. So a bronze chassis, a bronze infused carbon fiber, deep carry pocket clip on this Godson, a bigger lanyard hole. Oh, that's cool too. And then our DLC 154 blade. It's a very neat project. A way for us to work with fat carbon, a company out of Lithuania. And a very cool custom product for us.
Yeah, once again, the machining and everything is just great. That inlay is like completely flush. I can't catch a nail on it.
And the Protech snap as well.
Yeah, it's super snappy. What I really like about the customs that you guys do also is that, like, I can use this knife.
Sure.
Like, it's beautiful and neat, but it's also super functional.
And the way that bronze is going to patina over time and develop, the knife I have in my pocket, I'll kind of tease it a little bit, is our full bronze Rockeye.
Oh yeah, that's
I've
awesome.
had this one for about maybe 3 weeks or so. Depending on the person, it's going to develop and characterize based on the person carrying the knife. You can notice where I grip the knife is where the patina is starting to form.
Yep.
And so we really like bronze for that reason as well. It's something that characterizes and develops as you carry it. A living metal per se.
I like that a lot
as well.
That's awesome. That Rockeye is also very awesome. So.
And very heavy.
It is.
We love it.
That's
we make
what you gotta do, man.
If you want that lightweight, perfect balance, you're always going to go for the aluminum one. It's hard to beat. And if you want to go for a little more custom, you get the weight out of it, we have the bronze options as well.
Exactly.
A couple more we've got here. Full titanium TR3, a knife that we've been making for probably 19 to 20 years at this point. We've really only just began making titanium frames. So this is the full titanium frame. Two-tone anodized, meaning we polish it, anodize it one color, polish off part of the surface, and anodize it for a two-tone finish.
That looks very good.
The blade is actually Damascus steel, and then afterwards hand ground by Mike Erie. It does have a really wicked texture to it. Titanium pocket clip. A project like that where we only get a couple blades, we're pushing Mike Erie to put his love into it as well. We'll have something like 40 pieces.
Super lucky if you can snag one.
Sure.
They're awesome. And then, Mike grinds blades all the time. So he's a busy guy. So the fact that you can get 40 of them out of him is pretty good. Plus everything else he does. Yeah, this is really neat.
Thanks,
I really like this. I'm tempted by that one.
It's a good one for sure.
It is.
And then it really wouldn't be a Protech video without a Cali legal Protech as well. So California restrictions, the knife has to be under 2 inches. You know, if we can't carry very much, if we can't carry a very big size, we're at least going to put a big spring in it.
Exactly.
So you can bet that these are extra snappy. This is a full custom for us. So a high polished titanium frame, an abalone inlay, abalone matching button, and a Vegas forged herringbone Damascus blade.
It's a beautiful blade.
Thank you.
I really like, another thing that I really like about Protech, that clip is awesome too.
It is. It's a fully machine billet clip, meaning we take a block of titanium and instead of stamping it, we mill away the material until there's only the clip remaining.
It's very neat. Another thing I like about Protech is that you guys do make the snappiest autos out there.
We try.
I hand my SBR to people and they freak out at it because it's like bam, it's instantly, it like explodes out of the hand.
It's so funny. Sometimes you know, we'll be calling a dealer on the phone, maybe GPKNIVES, and we really have one of the coolest jobs where I get to be at my desk and play with knives all day.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, you know, you'll hear the sound of a Rockeye in bronze versus the sound of something in aluminum, like a small PT. And every once in a while, you can hear the difference in the noise. And if you're on the phone with someone, it's not often, but sometimes you can nail the exact knife based on the sound. It's pretty sick. Pretty bad that we play with knives so much that you know the sound of it. But if you're a crazy knife guy like me, I'm sure you've probably done the same thing.
That's what they're for, most of the time.
Exactly.
I mean, all I do is mess with them and then open up boxes. So
Pretty much the same here.
that's about it.
Sure. That's pretty much it for us here.
Yeah, man. Matt, thank you so much for taking your time. Show us all
Thanks
your
for stopping by.
If you guys have any other questions, hit them in the comments. We'll try to answer them. Also, be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be here shot all week, bringing you a bunch of videos.
Thank you, guys.